It's a major diplomatic and economic breakthrough. This is US President Donald Trump has announced that the US and India have finalized a landmark trade agreement marked by significant reduction in reciprocal tariffs. The deal was preceded by a high-stakes phone call between President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This in an interaction teased earlier in the day by the newly appointed US Ambassador to India, Ambassador Sergio. And speaking exclusively with CNN News 18, Ambassador Gore has said the credit goes to President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. The two leaders have a great personal relationship, which is something that carries this deal forward. The potential between India and the United States is limitless. Listen in to this exclusive conversation that the US envoy to India had with CNN News 18's Zach Jacob.
Ambassador Gore, many congratulations. India and the US now have a trade deal. Can you give us a little more details on how this was achieved and how this was arrived at?
Yes, thank you for having me on tonight. Look, all the credit goes to President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. Since I arrived in India about a month ago, I have said, and I truly mean it, that the two leaders have a great personal relationship. And that is something that carried this deal forward. The potential between India and the United States is limitless. And so I'm thrilled that India is getting this 18%, which is a massive drop from the previous number. We have incredible deals ahead. And so, as I've said since I've arrived here, the best is yet to come.
So, Ambassador, if you could clarify for our viewers, India was paying 25% reciprocal tariffs and 25% Russian oil tariffs. The second set of Russian oil tariffs are now removed, so India just pays 18% tariffs. Is that the final rate?
That is correct. As you saw in the truth that the president wrote, part of the agreement is that all nations around the world stop buying oil from Russia in order to bring peace to the situation. And I know the Prime Minister deeply cares about bringing peace in that conflict, as does President Trump. So the number, as it gets finalized, will be that 18%.
What about on the question of the other assurances which President Trump has mentioned in his post that the Indian Prime Minister reportedly made to him? Could you walk us through that, please?
I will leave that to the trade negotiators. As you know, ambassadors don't necessarily have in their portfolio the trade deal. But overall, this is incredible news. 18%. There's a lot of demand. When the United States is open for business under President Trump, it's a new era. And frankly, from the start, we've said the president has a great relationship with the prime minister. A lot of people did not believe that. He truly does have a great relationship with the prime minister. And this is why this happened. Under President Trump's leadership, we have renegotiated deals all over the world. So this was not anything specific to one country or another. However, I will say that this trade deal is more favorable because of their relationship.